Hey everybody, Manny Talavera here, and I want to welcome you all back to the 17-day challenge, and we're now on day 3. And I can tell you, if you've went through the first 2 days of content, you're probably a little overwhelmed. You're probably some of you are taking off and creating and organizing and getting those modules built out, and then some of you all are just in that terror barrier mode. And so we're going to help you with that a little bit today. If you're in the terror barrier mode, it's probably because you're scared that what happens if I build all of this and then they don't purchase it from me or no one wants to buy it? And so the answer to that, just to give you some insights, is if you create something and no one buys it, what you can do is you can either change the offer, change the bonuses, change the risk reversal, change the delivery mechanism. Instead of doing a workshop, you can do a 5-day challenge, or you can completely scrap that offer and create a new offer. That's the great thing about this, and everything about all of this is going to be testing, building a lot of offers, putting offers in front of a lot of people, and we're just going to be doing that. And so what I'm going to do, um, before we get started, again, if you haven't joined if you haven't joined the VIP yet, you can still join the VIP. And VIP gets a lot of insight, because we're going to go over your product, what you're building. I'm going to be able to give you help with the modules or any questions you have about title and things like that. And so you're just going to get a lot more hand holding. And again, we're going to be giving you challenges or dares every single day. Definitely make sure you drop those in the CCC group, the coaches, consultants, and course creators group. I want to keep the group clean, both groups, the VIP and the regular 17-day challenge group, free, so people can easily jump in these groups and access the content. We want you to easily be able to see what's going on and scroll down and find, days 1, 2, and 3, and so on, if you want to go back and review. And so that's the reason for that. And so, like I said, you can still join the VIP. Shoot me a DM, send me a payment through PayPal, manny@mannytalavera.com. But what we're going to do, and the VIP is $50. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually pull slides up, and we're actually going to um, start going through this, going through some more of this. And what I'm going to do in this particular, what I'm going to do here is we're going to continue on from where we left off, and I'm going to give you a lot more insights. Let's see. And so, again, I want to welcome you all back. We're on day 3 now, and like I said, some of you all are building everything out right now. You're building out your title, your chapter markers or modules. You've probably got that course outline. A lot of you all, if you're doing the why, what, how framework, you probably have a sense of what you're going to be doing. And then, like I said, some of you all are just like in panic mode, because you don't know. You're getting in the fear of what if they don't buy. And like I said, if they don't buy, what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to iterate. That's what we're going to do. And so we're gonna continue to give you some insights here. And so when a skyscraper is built, it starts by digging a hole 100 feet deep. And so what we're talking about is building your business on a solid foundation. It all starts here. You must create a serious solution to a serious problem. The goal here is to become commercially smart. The business is all about solving a problem other people want solved, not a problem that we want to solve. This isn't about us. It's about our market. It's about our following. It's about their pain, not a pain that we're in or a pain that we were once in. I'll let you in on a little secret. I love playing bad pool and eating pizza. Have not found anyone to give me money for doing that yet. So you know what? I do marketing. I help people with course creation. I help people build coaching businesses. I help people scale businesses. That's what I do. That's what I'm commercially smart at, and that's what I work to do every day. Haven't found anyone to give me money for playing bad pool and eating pizza yet. But if I ever do, I might retire from this. But the likelihood of that is very low. And so, like I said, I just want you all to understand what your role is here. That's what I want you to think about. We're going to sell painkillers, not vitamins. We're going to sell surgery, not band-aids. Now, As we're thinking about all of this, I want you to think about this is the rub. Money does not come from creating anything. Money comes from selling it. And so I'm going to walk you through the path here. And while I'm doing this, I want you all to understand something. You know, if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to do these things. So the path is very simple. We are going to generate leads. We're going to deliver value over time to those leads, and we're going to make offers and we're going to sell things to those leads. And I can tell you that every single guru you see out there who's successfully selling anything has built an audience of potential buyers. You're not going to magically start making millions of dollars because you create anything. Money doesn't come from creating anything. Money comes from selling it, and we have to sell it to people who are in the pain and want that solution. And that's the group of people we build. That's the audience that we build, and that's what you want to think about here. So how this works is over time, you are going to build the following. You're going to build an email list. You're going to build a following on your personal Facebook page. And you're going to migrate those people and you're going to build a following in your private Facebook group, not a like page. Like pages, the biggest mistake I see anyone make is they make a like page and they start adding thousands of people to a like page. Let me tell you something. No one hangs out on a like page. People will hang out on your personal page and people will hang out in groups, but a like page is extremely valuable if you are later on going to run ads, and you will. But right now, organically, email list, personal Facebook page, private Facebook group, YouTube, Instagram, and wherever your audience hangs out, that's where you're going to show up and you're going to start delivering value. Your job is to build an email list. And what you're going to do is you're constantly going to migrate people from your email list to your private Facebook group, and from your private Facebook group to your email list. I can tell you, having 100,000 people in a private Facebook group does not guarantee anything to you, because I can tell you, I know people who have groups that are 30 and 40 and 50,000 members, and they make a post in there and Facebook shows their content to 35 people. That's the reason you want to build an email list. And more importantly, later on, you're going to build a buyer's list. Like I said, we have traffic that we control. Traffic we control is an email list. Traffic we do not control is personal Facebook page, private Facebook group, YouTube, Instagram, and X, and all of these other platforms, because that's not our platform. We don't control that. But this is the great news. If you build an email list of 20,000 people and you send an email list to 20,000 people, 20,000 people will get your email. If you have a private Facebook group and you post in a private Facebook group with 20,000 people, you never know how many people are going to see that. And so, like I said, we're going to do all of this. We're going to deliver a metric ton of value on our personal page and in a private group. But like I said, do not get confused. This business is all about a lead generation and conversion. And a huge piece of that is the email list. And so when you want to look at the path, we're going to offer free and micro offers to build our list. Once people purchase those things or consume those things, we're going to offer these people workshops and challenges that might be $47 to $297. We're going to offer them courses and coaching, and later on we might have an inner circle or mastermind where we're charging $10,000 to $30,000. Now, I'm going to tell you all, you can certainly build a small business where you make maybe 50 to 100,000 a year, being very small, only doing organic, having a small group, small email list, and not trying to become a guru. And a lot of you all might not want to sell coaching. You might not want to do a mastermind. You might be very happy doing workshops and challenges and selling courses and making 50 or 100,000 a year. And you can certainly build that. But if you want to build something big, this is kind of what the path is going to look like. And I'm just giving you, like I said, I'm just trying to help you all become commercially smart more than anything else. That's what I'm doing. And so I'll talk about this for a minute. You all may or may not be aware of who Dan Henry is, Dan Henry's made around $33 million. As a matter of fact, um, we'll talk about other gurus here in a minute. I'll tell you the Dan Henry story. I met Dan Henry on Facebook before he created Facebook ads for entrepreneurs. So at this point, he had made no money at all on Facebook. And Dan and I kind of had some similarities because I'm a former pool room owner turned marketer, and Dan owned a nightclub in Florida. And so we communicated pretty often through Facebook Messenger. And when he released Facebook ads for entrepreneurs, I think Dan made $1 million in about 7 months. And he was like beside himself. What's going to happen is a lot of you all think that you're going to make all this money and the world's going to open up. But what happens is every solution that you create or make creates a lot of problems. And Dan's problem was a lot of tickets, hundreds and hundreds of people saying, I can't access the information, I can't access the course, I want a refund. So when one of these blows up, you do have a lot of refund issues, you have a lot of tech issues, and you just need to hire someone who's good with tickets who can basically take care of all of that. Well, Dan messaged me and we were talking and he said, what do I need to do? And I said, well, you need to sell coaching, an inner circle, a mastermind, some type of access where they're giving you a lot more money to spend time with you, and you can do really well there. And Dan had no interest at all in selling coaching because most of Dan's interaction with people were people mad because their link wouldn't work, and the reason their link wouldn't work is because they used the wrong email account when they logged in. So they logged in with the account they used for PayPal, but they never used that for anything to PayPal. So now they can't find their information right. So Dan's getting all this blowback, and he said he didn't want to do an inner circle and he didn't want to do mastermind. Fast forward a number of years later, Dan has made $33 million, and most of that money has came from inner circles, masterminds, high-end coaching. A lot of money from that. And so, like I said, you all may not have an interest in doing some of that, and then later on you will decide to do it. You may decide to play small, make 50, 100, 150,000 a year, and then later on you might decide you want to become a modern day guru, and that's what this will look like. And while we're here, what I will tell you is basically you got to understand funnels, you got to understand marketing, and that's what I'm showing you right here. This is simply a funnel, and you can learn a metric ton about funnels from Russell Brunson, Dan Henry, Frank Kern. Myron Golden is really good with offers. You can learn a lot about offers from him. I study Frank Kern a lot. You're going to go out there and you're going to start studying these people, and then what you're going to do is you're going to find the people that you resonate with. I follow Suzanne Evans. Suzanne Evans has made about 17 million in this space. Eileen Wilder, she's over 10 million. Like I said, Dan Henry's made over 30 million. Frank Kern, Frank Kern probably makes, he's probably up to 2 million a month now. He was making $1 million a month for a really long time. But this business, yeah, while you're selling courses, while you're selling coaching, while you're selling solutions to problems, it's a marketing business. The business is all about generating leads, delivering value to those leads, and then helping and then making offers to those leads. And I just want you all to understand what all of this looks like. And so what I want you to think about is right now we can start just by helping the people in front of us. You can start out by helping the people on your personal page, in your private group. You can start out right now helping people in front of you where they are. So I want you to post this on your personal page or in your private Facebook group. You can post this and you can start getting people to self-select by raising their hands. I'm on a mission to help 100 people get the result that you offer in the next 30 days or less. Who is with me? So I could say, I'm on a mission to help 100 people build their first course in the next 30 days or less. Who's with me? I'm on a mission to help 100 people get their first coaching client in the next 30 days or less. Who's with me? Now, your number might not be 100 people. Your number might be 25 people. I'm on a mission to help 25 people lose 50 pounds in the next 45 days or less. Who is with me? When you write that, the people who raise their hand and say, I'm interested or I want more information, those people are simply asking for the solution that you are offering. And now you can send them a DM, you can comment, you can make a comment, and you can start selling to these people. But what we're showing you is a very, very simple offer creation. And that's what this is. It's an offer, and you can post this on your personal page. You can post it in your private Facebook group, and it's simply basically saying, this is the group of people that I help. This is how I'm going to help them. Who is interested in this solution? And you can reword this, word it any way that you want. But what I want you to do now, while you're building your outline, while you're building your title, while you're building your first offer, your first course, I want you to start lead generating. And while you're lead generating, I want you to start collecting some email addresses and start building that email list. And this is the thing. If you're scared to build an email list, if you're not signed up for Aweber or MailChimp or any of those yet, create a Word document. Take their email address, put their email address and their first name in a Word document, because you need that in order to add them to your list. And then what you can do, once you got, 50 or 75 or 100 or whatever, I think I had about 250 when I signed up for Get Response. And then Get Response will allow you to add 50 names and email addresses per day. As long as they've given you permission to email them, you're fine. But you don't want to just start spamming random people. It's all about collecting their addresses and delivering value to them over time. But like I said, they've got to raise their hand. They've got to give you permission. And so it all starts with making offers to the people who are following you. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through an offer formula. We're going to give you a lot of insights on this later, and we'll talk about this more. But the offer formula is we're going to do a pre-sale. The pre-sale, we're going to do a pre-sale. We're going to give people a discount for buying now. And so you can say, my name's Manny Talavera, and I want to help 100 people create a course in the next 30 days. Who is with me? I'm going to be doing this. The first fit, this will be a $997 offer, but the first 20 people who buy will get the offer for $497. You could say this is going to be a $297 offer, but the first 20 or 30 people get it for $97. So your discount is getting them to buy now, and your discount is a percentage of what they would normally pay. That's the first thing that we're going to do. So pre-sale, I'm going to sell this thing. Discount, the first 20 or 30 people get it for X amount of dollars. And then what you can also say is, I'm limiting this to only 50 people or 75 people. I'm limiting this offer to only 50 or 75 people. So what we've done, we've created a pre-sale. We've discounted it to the first 20 or 30 people to buy. Now we're also telling people we're only allowing 25 or 50 or 75 people. Remember that if you're doing a modulated course, you can only do that for 30 people anyway. It's because you're going to be doing live question and answers. So we're going to limit the supply. Then we're going to give a fast action bonus. The first 20 people who buy will also get a 30-minute strategy session with you, or a 30-minute hot seat with you, or some other thing that you have created, or some other thing that you're going to create in the future. So there's a lot of fast action bonuses you can give. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a pre-sale offer. We're going to give them a discount for buying now. We're going to limit the supply. We're going to give them a fast action bonus, and then we're going to guarantee our offer. And that guarantee is walk you through this. Hi, my name is Manny Talavera. I'm on a mission to help 50 people build a course in the next 30 days or less. We're going to do a course creation masterclass. It's going to be 10 days. Normally this would be $497. You can get the first 20 people to purchase, get this offer for $97. We're strictly limiting this to 50 people only, because we want to make sure everyone is able to get access to all the help that they need. So this is limited to 50 people. If you're interested in this, you can purchase it. And if you're unhappy for any reason, I will give you a 100% refund. We guarantee that if you get in this program and you really want to create a course, we're going to show you how to do it. And so what we do is we make the pre-sale offer. We give them a discount for buy now. We limit supply. We give them a fast action bonus. And my fast action bonus is, the first 20 people to sign up, I'm going to actually get you on a call. And what we're going to do is we're going to build your course over the call. We're going to build your title and your modules, something like that. I left that out there, but that's essentially what this would look like. And so, and so I'm just going to walk you through this one more time. It's very, very simple. We are going to be in the business of lead generation and conversion. What you are all in is in the marketing business. I have created over 90 courses. I don't consider myself a course creator. I'm a person who markets courses. I've worked with over 300 clients. I do not consider myself a coach. I consider myself someone who markets coaching offers. I'm a marketer first and everything else second. And that's what you need to think about. And so, don't be confused and think that you're going to create something and you're going to automatically sell 200 or 300 or 500 of something. You're probably not if you don't have an audience. Like I said, the money that you're going to be making is going to be based on the amount of people following you, the amount of people who resonate with you. And so we're going to build that. But right now, we're going to start with what we have. But my goal for you is that you start building that email list, you start building that following on your personal page and then a private Facebook group. And then you start building a buyer's list. You start selling people micro offers, and those offers can be anywhere from $7 to $97. And we're going to use those offers to build an email list so that we can communicate with people and we can sell to them. But what I'm going to do, actually, I'll come off of camera here and just kind of give you all some parting ideas. And so, this is like difficult for me because I don't want to send you all into overwhelm, but I do want you to understand what the business looks like when it's done right. And that's what I want you to think about. And so when we were going over all of the tools that you need, a lot of those tools are marketing related tools. And so ClickFunnels for making offer pages, that's a marketing related tool. Get Response, Aweber, those are marketing related tools. And later on, you're gonna assemble all of those. But like I said, what I just want you to understand that money comes from money does not come from creating a great product. Money comes from marketing a great product. And what you all probably know, you probably all know someone who isn't nearly as smart as you at what you do, but they make a lot of money. And the reason is because they got really, really good at marketing. And that's what I want you to think about. But we're going to end out here. Definitely do today's challenge or dare. Put that in the coaches, consultants, and course creation group. And like I said, I'll see you all for the live question and answer in the VIP group. And I want to thank you all for being here. And I'll see you all in a day. And thanks a lot.